a successful food truck business and life. We invite you along to join Josh and Skippy on this journey. This is Monday Morning Food Truck.
Powered by Riverside FM.
All right. Well, that was a fun. That was Skippy's choice. He thought it was cool.
Oh, I mean, it was kind of.
For those of you that saw the Facebook post, no, we don't have any guests today. Skippy is indecisive and unprepared. So,
story of our life.
It's just us. Just us. Earlier in the week, he told me he had two. He said, I have a couple guests lined up. And then we have zero. I don't know what Skippy's doing. He's all locked up. I'm guessing he's got in a car accident or something. Something happened. Skippy. Hello.
Oh, there you are.
Oh, good God.
Sorry. Beautiful day in the neighborhood. Walking into my house. My apologies. Anyway, yes, beautiful day, neighborhood. I do have two guests. They're ready, willing, and almost able. Or almost ready, one of the two.
Something like that?
One didn't realize that his mother-in-law was still in town. But the other one is confirming for the 24th. Yes. Anyway, it's going to be great times, great guests.
Okay.
Okay. I saw you blink. That's good. Good, I didn't lose you.
Something got messed up on the TikTok feed, so I'm trying to fix that. There we go. Perfect. My audio wasn't coming through on TikTok. So
can't let that happen. Mark listens to TikTok.
I know. So
all right.
Check, check. 1, 2. Ooh, that's really loud. I'm getting oranges and yellows over there. Check, check. 1, 2. Check, check. Good morning, everybody. We got Justin up. What's up, fellas? Bernie, also on. Morning from the great upstate New York. Hi, everybody. Hi.
Listen, it's a great day in the neighborhood.
Mia Lintic has joined for a second, and so is David29434. I'm not going to be able to keep up on those as people stop by, but there was two slow ones there, so I got them. Yeah, hope everybody had a great week since the last time we talked. This time frame could change or it could stay the same going forward. Things are a little bit different for the summer with my small children and getting them to their different places, depending on if they're here or at their father. So working on it. We'll try to get to a consistent spot. Chad says, so no guests today?
No guests today. Not today. Unfortunately, he was not as available as he thought.
What about the other one?
He did mark it on his calendar for next week. So next week we have the Indy 500 guest.
Can you send me a name at some point in time so I can try to prepare for an interview instead of I did a Facebook search for the Indy 500 guy, and there was a whole lot of weird pages. Most of the people only had like a Speedo on. It was very disturbing. It might have been him, but I would like to have better questions then. So where do you buy your Speedos? And does it squish your junk?
Absolutely.
I'm sure our listeners would love it, especially Aiden 43 would love to know about how the Speedo squishes his junk. But
good way to just throw that right in there. Yes, Tony Minderman, Yellow Rose of Texas Barbecue, will be joining us next week. And then hopefully Kurt Mueller with Ironhead Barbecue out of South Carolina will be joining us on the following Monday.
Talking all things pork.
Actually, so I met him last year at the Famous Dave's contest. I was on his podcast. He quit his financial job to do food truck
financial job, like a financial advisor.
Yes, it's exactly what he was. I couldn't figure that second word out.
Apparently not very good at his job, because otherwise he would know better than to quit that job to do this job.
Well, you can tell him that when he's on the podcast.
Happy to.
Anyway, he's a St. Louis transplant to South Carolina. Does barbecue full time now. So I thought he would be a good person to get a good contrast of somebody just starting out, getting since we try to aim this towards new people. So anyway, yeah. So he hopefully once he'll be on a week from Monday. So we got 2 weeks with 2 guests starting next week. Okay. What else we got? Are we done now?
Bernie says, bet he runs a pellet smoker with that Speedo. Just kidding.
Ooh. He does not. He has a Deep South gravity feed.
And how many times has he had to repair that chute?
I don't think he has yet. I think it's a newer one.
Oh, okay. So he's got a couple months.
Cheers.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, I'm looking at spending about $20,000 this off season. So
why are you in a pissy mood today?
I'm not. I'm in a great mood.
Oh,
It's just normal me.
No.
Yes.
This is not normal you.
Yes. This is what I bring to the show.
That's bullshit.
Color commentary.
Shit.
I mean, it's usually all color commentary because you don't talk. But
pick the color, lose the commentary. I don't know. What are we doing here? You have problems?
My microphone was loose. It twist on, and apparently it came untwisted, so it was floppy.
Uh-huh.
I don't like a floppy boom.
A floppy boom. Well, good to know.
This segment brought to you by Blue Chew.
Not yet. We're not Blue Chew status yet.
No, we can't even get the banana penis ad money. Have you seen those ads?
No, God, no. I have not. Nor do I think I ever want to.
Does your unit look like a banana? I saw those come up on, I think I only have ever seen them on Hulu. So, but apparently there's a pill for that too. Surprise, surprise.
Yeah. Yeah, there is.
You can de-banana your penis.
Good. It's good.
Right.
I'm glad you can de-banana your penis.
All right, so we've had 9 minutes of penis talk, so I think we can move on now.
Josh is in heaven.
How about buttholes?
Definitely no need that. Oh, speaking of that, is Chris calling?
Suspected spam caller.
Yes. Answered online.
Maybe not yet. Yes. Are you still looking for funding? Because we can approve you now for $100,000, pay back $195,000 in 1 year.
It sounds like how you bought your trailer.
Pretty much. I will say no, thank you. Yeah. I think that's it. I think that's all we had today.
Well, I think we had a little more. We always start with my week. Let's start with yours today.
Oh, my week. What month are we in? Is it June?
It is June, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Let's see what I don't remember what last week was. Yeah, June. We had a pretty successful, decent kind of week thing. Yeah.
Okay. Fucking great. Fucking awesome. Okay. Wow.
No, it was sorry, TikTok people. Why are you, what? You don't have to message me right now. Now you're distracting me.
I didn't want to
pop up on my screen. Oh my God. All right,
go
ahead.
One more time.
I'll ignore them then. I'll ignore the ding and the pop-ups.
Good.
Shit. Yeah. So we had a decent week. Roadside was pretty good. Yeah, Tuesday we were at our normal Tuesday location, which weather was perfect pretty much all week here. So yeah, Tuesday lunch was okay, nothing spectacular. It was pretty good. And then our evening at Lowing Woods, we were teamed up with another, we're gonna say truck, popcorn vendor, so kettle corn and lemonade. He has Big Mike's has been working out of a tent since he started. He had just gotten back from Georgia earlier that day, picking up a trailer. So congratulations to Big Mike, and he is joining the trailer crew. He gets to get out of the tent village and the poor people land.
Squirrel moment. The event this week, these lemonade people were also out of a tent, and they pulled up to the event with a big ass U-Haul. They just rented a U-Haul van and in out.
Mm-hmm.
But it worked.
Yeah, whatever works to make the money.
Oh, absolutely. You have to.
Kyle rented a U-Haul for Silver Lake every time he went up there.
Yeah.
So he had a U-Haul full of supplies and stuff. Anyways, so yeah, teamed up with him. Tuesday was perfect weather. I think it was the warmest day of the week. Closing in on kind of last day of school kind of season. Lots of half days last week, those that were in school. So yeah, we did a $1,000 dinner, which is pretty normal out there. And then he didn't sell a lot of popcorn, sold some lemonade though. So popcorn's got to be tough during the summer, I think. I don't know. For me, that kettle corn is always like a spring and fall type of, I need a little bit cooler of a atmosphere for that kind of thing to walk around with it. I don't know.
Yeah, I get it.
Especially during the day. But yeah, I'm munching kettle corn at night. But yeah, it's cooler though. So yeah, it makes sense. Anyways. Wednesday, I sent the boys down to Cassopolis to Midwest Energy by themselves.
Yeah.
So I could start prepping for our Etna event on Thursday. They were done in an hour and a half for the day.
So let's talk about that. I mean, or we can talk about it later. You want to talk about it later? Or you want to talk about it now?
We can talk about it now.
Okay. So you obviously had somewhere to be that night.
Yep.
What happens? Like, I understand what happens. Like, you can't go.
Yeah.
But like, how do you communicate that with your next event? Hey, we had such a great freaking lunch that we sold all your food too.
I will read you the message that I sent. How about that?
Where were you scheduled to go after that?
Subdivision.
Okay, good. This is a learning experience for me. Absolutely.
That is the wrong Facebook page.
Was Cassopolis, was there tornadoes or something down there, or bad weather the week before?
No, it was perfect. Weather was perfect down there. We were supposed to have thunderstorms that day, but it was perfect. Chris said it was the busiest day that he's ever seen down there. We did a $1,700 lunch.
Yeah, no, that's awesome.
So, I think it was the second busiest day we've had down there. Our first official day open was down there, and we had a similar kind of line through the parking lot the whole time we were there.
Gotcha.
He said it was a lot of office people. He said there was a ton of people from outside the office. So not only did we have our normal lunch, but everybody from town showed up too that day.
Oh, wow.
So it was just one of those perfect storm type of things where, we know what we're going to do down there pretty much every time. And then you have these outliers.
Yeah.
It's like, sure. And yep, we are definitely of the opinion that we're selling stuff while we have people there wanting to buy it. We're not.
So you're not holding anything.
We used to. We did last year, and then we get to dinner and it's dead for whatever reason. And then we're like, well, shit, we could have sold this food, or at least some of it,
Absolutely.
So yeah, we kind of went in this year saying, nope, if there's people there that want to buy the food, we're going to sell it to them. Even if that means we sell out way early, we're going to sell it to them. Good God, my office is a mess.
Still trying to find that message?
No, I got it right here. I just noticed
Okay.
my screen and the chaos that is behind me.
It's been like that. Been like that for a while, but
I know. I know. As soon as I get some free time. Anyways,
Ryan hasn't made his way into there yet.
Yeah. So, well, this was unexpected. I just got word from Chris and Caleb that they are getting absolutely killed for lunch. We won't have enough food for tonight. I don't think we're even going to make it to the end of lunch. Sorry, but we are going to have to cancel tonight. Sad face emoji, just eyes emoji, whatever that is.
Okay.
And her response was, "Oh man, okay." So, yeah, I mean, it sucks for the people. And then we got a couple of messages that saw the sold out post that we did and said, "Oh, does this mean you're not coming tonight?" We probably got more posts saying that they were sad that we weren't coming tonight than we have had customers the last 3 times we've been there.
Okay, I was gonna say, so was this a subdivision that hasn't been?
This has been an underperforming subdivision this year.
Okay. So it's something that if you had to cancel, it wouldn't. I'm not gonna say it doesn't bother you, because everything bothers, it not being able to show up somewhere bothers you, but
yeah,
it's not a relationship that you're.
Oh, that's a good relationship. We've been coming here for 4 years.
Okay, so
and they've just been down this year for whatever reason. I wanted to go back and look at some historical data for this subdivision, to see if we're following a pattern of it starts slow, and then once summer hits and people are out of school, and there's less activities in the evening. If that's when we start picking up at that particular subdivision, I think it might be.
Okay.
So. Yeah, it's a subdivision that's always been very consistent for us, very good. People have shown up in the rain and the snow even there. So, yeah, the 2 times we've been out there previous have been a little light, and it's been only a little concerning. So, us bailing on them today or that day, I don't know if it's going to hurt or help going forward. So,
I got you. Makes sense. Makes sense.
So, yeah, we've only had to do that a few times. Now, if we had if the event was different, so if it wasn't just a regular roadside thing and we were headed somewhere, then absolutely yes, we have food set aside for the evening location. Or if it's a first time going somewhere, we'll set aside food to make sure that we have food to go.
Yeah.
Because we don't want to cancel a first time event type of thing. So yeah, but if it's just our regular roadside stuff, typically, yeah, we won't hold food.
Makes sense.
So that was sellout number 1. Off to Etna in Wixom on Thursday.
That was a good drive.
Yeah, about 220 with construction and everything. Yeah, they were way under their number. We provided food for 250. I'm gonna guess about 120 showed.
Oh, okay.
Which was surprising. It's a nice area. It was a beautiful day Thursday.
I know.
Everything was set up for it to be a good event there for them, and it happens sometimes. Some of these events they just don't have people show up. So it's the first time they've done one during the summer. They usually do a Thanksgiving event there.
Okay.
In lieu of these regular counter days, so they were trying something new. We'll see what happens next year, but. And then, yeah, Friday we had some driving to do. We were in Grand Haven for lunch, which Chris did by himself. He was more than happy to, so I could get some additional prep done for the weekend. That's not a huge lunch location. Right now, it's filling our lunch spot need for a few days, so. He was fine doing it, and he was a 400-ish, $400 to $500 lunch that day, over a couple hours, which is okay. It's not a great lunch, but and then off to Greenville, in a subdivision that we go out to about twice a year. Generally, they have a very specific set of dates that they fill for food trucks, once a month or something like that. And they're generally well received, and it's been a spot where we have never had enough ribs. I think the last time we went, we had her kind of do a poll of the community and see who wanted ribs, so we could get an idea of how many to bring. I think we went through 15 racks the last time we were there.
Wow.
And still got yelled at because people thought them responding to her email was reserving racks of ribs. So they thought they were pre-ordering last year when we were just trying to get an idea of how many to bring.
Jesus.
Yeah. So we were going to I was going to try to work through the pre-order stuff on Square Online. But just didn't have the time to kind of devote to it to make sure it worked.
Yeah.
So yeah, we just went in with 12 racks and we sold 6.
Oh.
So I was like, well, shit. That's a bummer. For those watching, you get a good close up of Skippy's fingers. Ooh. If I make that big screen, I can really pretend get in the fantasy world. Anyways, so we did have our first with the online ordering. And oddly, I had a thought in my head earlier in the day about the online order in this exact scenario. So of course it came up in the evening. I was wondering to myself, I said, self, when does payment happen? So when does the card get charged for an online order? Do they wait for us to accept the order in the system first before it gets charged? Or does it get charged right away? Because in theory, so if we don't mark something sold out and they order it, does it get charged right away, or do we have to accept the order before their card gets charged for the final? So we can make a change. We can say, nope, we don't have this. And then they get an updated total.
Oh.
Which in my mind, I would love to see it work that way.
I don't think it does.
It does not. So it gets charged right away. So we had an old special that was still listed that I just didn't get taken off. I can't believe it hasn't been ordered before. But anyway, so we get a ticket come through and it's got this item on it that we aren't running that day. Okay. So I told Chris, okay, let's go in and let's see if we can figure this out and how we can both communicate with them and make sure that they're charged for the correct items. So you can go in, you can change it, and you can take something off the ticket, which is set up bizarre. So when you open it up to remove an item, and it'll say, select which item you want to remove. And it has a 1 next to each one. Okay? So we had 3 items. There was 1 of each item next to the 3 items. And it had a 1, 1, 1, 1. So Chris said, okay, we'll make this a 0 for the item that we don't want. Right? And then he hit save. And then he looks at the ticket, and that item is the only item that's left on the ticket. So the 111 is you want to remove that many of that item. It's not a update quantity. Yeah. So that kind of all got jacked up. So I was like, okay, let's just cancel. Let's do it. Let's do 0s on everything or 1s on everything. Just get rid of the ticket. And then it has her phone number on there. So he called her, kind of explained the situation. It's like, we don't have that item. And then we screwed up how to remove stuff. So we just refunded the whole ticket and then just had her do it again. But a learning experience. Now we know how the system works. Thankfully, we weren't super busy at that time where we were getting a ton of online orders and a ton of people out the window. So we could kind of work through it in a calm manner. But we got that taken.
Calm's always good.
Calm's always good. Saturday, we had the Kentwood kickoff to summer food truck. New and improved food truck event. Where
new and improved.
Yeah. Less focus on food trucks as far as community-facing promotion. More focus on the other activities so that it was more than just come and eat food. They were really pushing the beer tent, the music, this kids zone that was new.
Was this the one that you did downtown last year that you were in?
No.
Oh, okay.
There was supposed to be a beach volleyball tournament and a cornhole tournament. It looked like they were really on top of stuff. Like we got a map of where everybody was going to be set up a couple days prior. So we could just pull in, get to our spot. We wouldn't have to stop and talk to anybody or wait to be directed anywhere. We just pull in, set up, and get going, kind of thing.
Gotcha.
So I had posted that morning, our normal post. Someone says, I didn't even think they were having it this year. I haven't seen any promotion from anyone.
Of course not. Why would you?
Okay. Well, that's sad. That's concerning, but maybe it just didn't pop up on his feed. Whatever. So I pull in, and they have somebody at the driveway just to make sure that no one else is getting in there. Fine, whatever. So I find my spot, pull in. They're all marked with little cones and little flags on them with your name on them. Excellent. Nice. So I get pulled in. We're the second ones there. First or second ones there. I wanted to make sure we were there early because we were in between two other trucks, and I didn't want to have to maneuver between other people. I want them to maneuver around me. Then as it starts filling, so I got there at 8:30. You had to be in by 10:30. By 10 o'clock, there was still probably 6 or 7 spots not filled. Yeah, out of 20.
People just didn't show up?
Yeah.
Wow.
So they had people cancel. People cancel, people not show up. I don't know if they got similar vibes that maybe this isn't going to be the best thing in the world. There was another huge event going on downtown Grand Rapids, the Festival of Arts, which we tried to get into. We talked about that one before. They wanted to try, if you were a first-time vendor, they needed to try your food before you could submit an application. And this was in January.
Jesus.
And I'm like, I'm not cooking $100 worth of food for you guys to have 5 sandwiches.
Jesus H.
So
they can't just look at your reviews and realize that you're decent.
I said I can give you all kinds of recommendations from customers and from other event organizers. Yeah. Anyways, that event, by the way, was slamming Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
I bet.
From what we heard.
But still,
yeah. Anyways, so we started. It was pretty similar pace to the first one last year. It's 11 to 8 are the service hours. It's never like you have a 30-person line for an hour type of thing. It's a very steady. You're going to do
just steady.
Yeah, you're going to do a $500 an hour type of pace. You're going to have a $4,000 day by the end of the day.
Yeah.
Which is fine with me. I mean, I don't mind that pace because you can't leave anyways. Even if you sell out in 3 hours, you're not leaving.
Yeah.
You're there. So I'll take a slow and steady, relaxing $4,000 day.
Absolutely.
So it was forecasted for some light rain, starting at 2 o'clock originally, kept getting pushed back. It eventually started raining about 4:30. A light sprinkle, nothing. It was just annoying. People were still out. People were still coming in with umbrellas. And then the skies opened. And what we were supposed to have as sprinkles and light rain turned into a pretty moderate drenching of everything. So at 6 o'clock, they said that, if you guys wanted to pack up, you can go ahead and go. They said they're still going to try to do music. But anybody that wanted to leave was free to leave. So at that time, I sent Chris home. So it was just me. Started cleaning up, and I think we had 4 orders between 6 and 7:45 by the time I got done cleaning everything and closing up. So, yeah, it is what it is. Ended up doing like a $2,800 day or $2,700 day instead of a $4,000 day. So my festival streak has continued, or is continuing. Yeah, we're about half of what we expect every time at every festival. So we're going to start prepping accordingly. And if we sell out, we sell out. And if half of what we're expecting is less than what a normal roadside day is, then we're going to pull out of the event. So, and that'll be that.
Yeah.
So at some point, it's not worth it for us to go and pay $200 to do the same sales that we would do normal roadside. So,
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
outside of exposure, yeah. So yeah, and then yesterday in Newego, it was one of those weird days where it was a lot of people coming in and buying 4 pounds of meat.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
can I get 4? Can I get 4 pounds of pork, 4 large mac and cheeses, and a large potato salad? Like, yeah, I guess. So I looked at the numbers. It was 17 total pounds of pulled pork sold, just pulled pork, and like 8 pounds of brisket, just brisket. Yeah. So he said they were out of pulled pork and brisket by 1 o'clock. And they were staying open to try to get rid of ribs, because those were the only things they didn't sell. We sold 10 chicken quarters. So, yeah. And that was we only had that many because I screwed up my math on my order and had 2 extra cases. So we've been doing a shit ton of them every day, and they're starting to catch on. I'd say our average is probably 5 to 6 a day. We've definitely have had days where we've done 4 because they aren't super consistent and they're gone in the first 2 orders. Like someone comes up and gets 3. Like, Jesus Christ. Happy to sell them.
Thanks.
So yeah, that was we had a 2 sellout week. So
Awesome.
Yep. So we're up to 16 on the year. We did just under 15,000 for the week. So not a bad week. Not a bad week. At one point when I looked, I think on Friday when I looked, we were on pace to do about 65,000 for the month. That is not a number I'm expecting us to hit. So, but
yeah, I was hoping for a $70,000 month, and I'm nowhere near it. So
you were hoping for, or is that what you put down for a projection?
That's what I was, based off everything I was doing. That's what I put down as like should be pretty attainable. And then this week happened.
Okay. So how was your week, Skippy?
My week was
Hold on.
Oh,
I need to rewind a little bit.
We have some questions, comments, concerns.
No, I had some smoker drama. Oh shoot! Let me get back to TikTok though. Make sure we're good there.
More smoker drama. More.
So we've talked about
that one for sale. Anyway, go ahead.
So my fan, it stopped working.
Oh boy.
It's only 2 months old.
Oh boy.
So it worked fine. I went out Sunday morning, got stuff off the smoker, put the ribs on, went back in. Everything was functioning. Everything was great. Came back out to wrap the ribs. The smoker's at 185 degrees. Look on my fireboard. It says the fan's blowing 100%.
Oh, we're cold smoking the shit out of them.
I don't hear a fan blowing at 100%. And that was my spare, and I hadn't ordered a new one yet. So,
of course not.
We got to go old school fire management. Opened up that door a little bit, had a little fan sitting next to it, and just opening and closing the door 4,000 times. Luckily, it happened on Sunday when Monday's our day off. So in my head, it's like, this is not a huge deal. We just got to get through the day, and then we'll figure out the rest. Ribs got done. Everything got done. Okay. And then I thought, you know what? Skippy's right. I should solder this bitch. So stopped and picked up a soldering iron and some solder and took it apart. And Chris and I soldered that motherfucker. And as we were getting ready to plug it in, we were taking bets on whether or not it was going to work. It fired up, but it spins in the opposite direction.
So it's sucking air out?
It's sucking air out of the firebox and spitting out hot air into the... No, I'm just kidding. I'm just fucking with you.
Like, fuck. That's kind of funny shit. Like, that's ironic. Absolutely.
Nope.
But it works.
Yep, it works. It's firing right now. Let me actually make sure that it actually kicked in. Yeah, she's blowing. So
you hope so. Again,
no, I'm looking at it right now. Temperature's going up on the smoke. Temperature's going up, so it's got to be blowing.
You didn't have any alarms for the temperature inside the smoker saying, "Hey, I'm not working."
I don't usually have them on my phone.
Oh, you might want to start putting them on the phone.
Because typically the only time I would turn them on is overnight.
Oh.
And they don't wake me up. So
are you gonna solder the other one?
What other one?
Your other fan?
The one I threw away.
Oh, what'd you throw it away for?
Because I had no interest in soldering.
Because I didn't think I would solder it.
But this was an emergency, and I have three more fans coming. So,
fuck, if I had Sweet Racks money, I'd burn mine. My gosh.
Well, you just bought a $7,000 smoker. I'm not.
I did. I absolutely. It's worth its weight in gold.
Well, I'm looking at buying a bigger one than the one you have.
What are you gonna go with? What are you thinking?
I don't know. I'm not thinking anything, but I'm gonna have to build a shed at my house to put it in.
That's my plan. That's exactly my plan. If you go Hickory, I have a dealer you can talk to can get you a good price.
Okay. Thanks. All right.
I was looking at two brand new CTOs and they were $7,700 a piece. Just so you know.
Oh, thank God.
He's looking to the heavens. He's
my
praying.
lights just flickered.
Oh well. Is Angie downstairs in the basement trying to flicker lights to say help, help, help?
No, she is in Lansing.
Oh, okay.
She is not working from home nearly as much as she would like to be.
So my week. I dropped. So I have two Rectech BFGs, 2500s. The frames have been absolute shit show being on my trailer. Just the bouncing up and down. The frames are thin metal. The casters buckle in and blah, blah. So I went to my fabricator and I said, here's a frame. I need you to beef one up so I can mount these to my trailer. They're like, okay. Do you want us to paint them for you too? I'm like, shit, why not? It's only money. Right? It's only money.
It's only money.
Purple one.
You got a whole mattress full of it.
Exactly. So drop those off, and I'm thinking, okay, well, I have a lot of shit coming up, so I wasn't going to buy the smoker, and then I decided to buy the smoker.
I was shocked when I saw the Facebook post. Well, I was only half shocked. I know how you operate.
I rented a heavy duty trailer. I went up to Muskegon and picked it up. We fired it up. He has two available. One's a left-handed open. One's a right-handed open. I picked the right-handed open. They're 5 years old. They both came out of the same Dickey's restaurant. I got to see Matt McKinnon. He says hi.
Yeah.
And yeah, so we fired it up. I mean, everything except for the igniter works. So you just have to light it with a torch. Fuck it. Whatever. Light it with a torch. So I got it home on Tuesday. Fired it up again. Just everything worked fine. It does eat through. It's a pellet powered, so it does eat through pellets a little bit faster than I'd like, but I can understand why. It's a huge piece of machinery.
Mm-hmm.
But from basically Thursday to Sunday morning, that thing was running 24/7. I went through 3 cases of pork, 2 cases of brisket, a case of wings, a case of ribs. I mean, we had everything on there that we could possibly think of. And she did the job. I had her bumped to 250, but she really doesn't like going over 225.
Really?
And what's interesting about that is even at 225, it's still the same time frame as what if I was cooking it like on the Rectech at like 250 or 275. So like I bought whole jumbo wings that were done in like an hour and a half at 250, which is about, or at 225, which is about, where they would be elsewise. So we took Wednesday off because it was pouring, didn't stop raining until like 6. Thursday we had an event at a local retirement community. They came out. It was a good lunch. It was probably about $800 lunch, which for us is really good. And then we had a block party at night with Kona Ice. We do it every year. The first year was a banger, did like $1,800. Well, sorry, I tried to do more. Gosh. Last year we did about 1,000, slower. This year we did about 1,400. So we'll always go back. It's a good event. A lot of kids, a lot of adults, but literally they just shut down the end of a block and just have a bounce house, and the high school girls paint the kids' faces, and one of the owners, the Indian feller, nice feller, doesn't like food with bones in it. So he had me debone a rack of ribs for like, well, they were tender enough, so I pulled the bones out. I said, "Do you like rib tips?" He's like, "Yeah, those are things with like the little cartilage in them." I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Oh, I love those." So I cut the tips off and gave him rib tips and then boneless ribs. Introduced a new sandwich. So we have the Elvis. Now we have the Priscilla, which is crunchy peanut butter, pork, and the raspberry chipotle jam. It was a hit. We had a grad party Friday night for 200 people that went off without a hitch, other than I hated their driveway. You got some comments?
I'm just reading something.
Oh, I hope you'll share it.
Yeah, I will. Yep.
Okay. And then Saturday was probably the busiest day I've had until yesterday. But we had a festival at night from like 4 to 7, 4 to 8. And then I had 4 graduation parties the same day.
Good boy. I would love to pull some of our podcasts from 2 years ago, and Skippy having such anxiety about even the thought of trying to do multiple events in a day. And now look at him, 4 open houses in one day.
So I had
without
one girl.
Staff.
I had one of my girls deliver. She ordered 4 full pans of loaded mac and cheese. So she delivered it for me. And then I had 3 people come to the festival and pick up their food. And it went off without a hitch. And I had my 3 Cambros packed with food along with my warmer packed with food. And we sold $1,200. It was a fucking bust. If it wasn't for it was just a bust. They had 10 food trucks. It was an art, beer, and wine festival. I talked to a couple other ones. They were planning on it being a banger, and all but 2 or 3 trucks, just sales were flat. But two trucks on the other side of the venue did like almost $4,000 a piece. And I'm like, okay. You're a pain in my ass just for saying that. Like, I hate you for life. I was on a hill. I kept feeling that my trailer was going to fall. So anybody that came in the trailer, I said, please be gentle. Like, the generator's mounted on the trailer. I'm worried about the vibration. Like, just that kind of shit.
No severe movements.
No, like, just, yeah. Anyway. And then it started raining right at that night, and it poured all night. But the smoker was still going strong. Bought a rain cap for her. She was good.
That's no rotisserie, right? Or is it a rotisserie?
It is a rotisserie.
Okay.
So it has 5 levels of rotisserie, 5 places for shelves, 5 racks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it has 5 racks with 3 shelves per rack.
Okay.
So,
And
stuff.
what are you thinking about cooking going down the road?
I'm not. It's not going. No, it's not on the. It's not going to be mounted to the trailer.
Okay.
It's going to be. I'm going to build a shed. It's going to be mounted in the shed.
Are you going to have room in that shed for some supplies?
Yes.
Oh, like a pallet of sauce?
I'm contemplating it. So, because my current sauce provider, it took a week and a half for them to get back to my sales order, and then it took it's potential for another 7 days just to ship it to me.
So this is what happens when you don't shop local.
Shut up. Anyway, technically they're not local.
Yes, they are.
Corporate,
it's a local business.
but they don't ship from their local business, and they don't provide anything.
It's like saying Fago isn't a Michigan business.
But I bet it's all made in Michigan, isn't it?
I don't think so.
Oh, we'll see.
I'd be shocked if all of Fago was made in Michigan.
Well, if it was made outside of Michigan, then other people would have heard of it.
That's
wouldn't
true.
Be in Michigan. See? Anyway. So
Jesus Christ. Okay. Ford, GM, Red Wing shoes, Steelcase, all Michigan companies.
But they're not all made in Michigan.
I understand.
That's the thing.
So it has to, in order for you to shop local, it has to be made in Michigan.
I mean, that's the definite. Isn't that the definition of a local business?
Mm-hmm.
Are you a local business?
Yes.
Exactly. Everything you make is made in Michigan. Anyway, back to my day. You're killing people's speakers right now. Anyway, yesterday.
Yes.
I had a lot of food to sell. I had a lot of food. And we sold it all. We sold every last.
Was this the same place you were on Saturday?
No.
Okay.
No,
this was our local event. Okay.
Different event. This was our local apple orchard that does hard cider. They do food truck rallies once a month up until August, where they do 2 or 3 a month. It was a barbecue festival, so they had 3 barbecue trucks. And so by sales, we were the most popular. I can't say by lines we were the most popular. So the one guy had a line 40 deep the whole day, but he was also toasting his buns.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah.
So I'm thinking it because I'm not looking out the window, so I don't know if it's taking a long time for him to get his stuff out.
And there's some people that they'll even though they're a barbecue truck, they're still using like a flat top, so they don't have any, like, all their pork is not hot, so they'll heat it up on a flat top and do it that way, so their ticket times can still be longer.
Yeah. So when I said I had a lot of food to sell, obviously I didn't sell all my food from the day before. So to a point, I mean, I was definitely using stuff that hadn't been opened yet.
Right.
What I did as an experiment, because I know of places that do this, is all the pork that I took off, I actually wrapped in plastic wrap and then put it in my warmer. And I'll tell you what, when I processed it the next day, it couldn't have been better. I mean, the bark was awesome. There was nothing crunchy or like just dry about it. It was fantastic. So I can see why people do it. I don't know if I would do it and then cool it down and then reheat it, but because I know a lot of people would do that too.
Mm-hmm.
But yesterday we did our best day ever at like $4,800. That was 10 pork butts, 3.5, 4 briskets, a pan of burnt ends, 20 pounds of wings, 2 packs of sausage. The Priscilla again was a great hit. There was a third special, and I can't remember what it was. Yeah, but it was awesome. I mean, we had a line, I mean, balls to the wall the whole day.
Awesome, buddy. Good job.
It's fucking great. It was just great. Now I'm tired as hell, but now I got to find brisket because I went to Sam's this morning and they didn't have any.
GFS,
they said they ordered 8. Well, yeah, but I don't know why, but I don't like GFS.
Where else
Plus,
do you
their
go?
brisket price. Plus, their brisket prices are higher than Sam's right now, which is weird. No, I'll probably go to Restaurant Depot.
Justin says, no, Skippy, his volume is perfect. They can actually hear me today, so fuck you.
I was saying when you were hitting the thing on your
I
head.
don't think. I think they'll live.
Hello. Got it.
Hello. Justin also said, have you guys experimented with temps when smoking? I know some out there are temp snobs. He says, I would cook pork hotter, like 275 to 290. Poultry always lower, though. He used to have a reverse flow smoker.
Other way around. Other way around. I'm the cooking like 240, 250 for pork. I always think poultry needs a higher temp. But I'm actually, because it's a rotisserie, I'll just go off what I've learned from this so far in the 3 days I've had it or used it. The hot spots, even though it has a fan, the hot spot is at the top. So it's much hotter at the top than it is at the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's still hitting a higher temp and then kind of going down to a lower temp, higher temp, lower temp, even though the fan's, pushing it.
Which is crazy when you think about the pillars of good barbecue is a consistent temperature.
Yeah.
And yet there's ones that are designed that you have those big giant variances.
It's definitely weird.
I think you're talking to two guys that through decades of combined decades of competition barbecue and seeing all the trends of competition barbecue and the ways we cook, from offsets to cans to pellet smokers to
whatever
gravity feds, back to offsets but hot. Yeah, I would say when I started in 2009, the majority of people were using offsets and most people were cooking 225 to 250. I know the Grecos did a 24-hour brisket for a season. They also tried a bacon wrapped brisket. The bacon was really good. The brisket not so much.
You did bacon cuddled chicken, so
sure did. It was fucking awesome.
Would have loved to try it.
So I think we've both been kind of everywhere on the temperature spectrum, more or less. I've never gone super hot. So my smoker is where the temperature probe is set at 260 degrees, which is on the bottom rack. There's not huge variances in it. But the top right-hand side is our hotter spots. Top left near where the chimney is the cooler spots. So pork is always to the right in the hotter area. Brisket's always to the left. Chicken will cook on both sides. That all depends on time and how much we have to get through. So if we are short on time and we need to get chicken on and off. Good morning, Mauls, who says hello on TikTok. I'm sorry if I missed that while you were listening. So yeah, we'll put chicken out on the bottom rack sometimes. Sometimes we'll do that just for a little bit of texture because we can actually get it's hot enough down there right on that bottom rack because that's where the heat's coming up off of out of the heat transfer tube that we can actually get skin to crisp down there. That we'll actually get char marks. We'll get the grill marks on the chicken on that bottom rack.
So, all right, you saying that, so that's how I'm wondering if it was hotter than what the temperature gauge would say. Because when I took those wings off, they parts of them were. I mean, it was a whole wing, so it was the flat and drummy and the flapper.
Right.
But some of it was crispy. I mean, not dry or not bad crispy, but like when you stab it with a probe, you know that it'll rip and tear versus be hard and nasty.
See, and I think that's the fun part. I'm impressed that you got it and started using it right away. For me, that's a good solid a week's worth of test cooking to try to figure out where stuff is, or at the minimum, a whole lot of biscuits going in it.
Throw it on, hope for the best.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I when I worked with one of our listeners, Bubba, at Lockhart's in Royal Oak, Michigan, we used a rotisserie. on a much bigger scale. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But, I think I did open the door probably more than I should have, just to make sure that I didn't and nothing tipped over. Big thing with the rotisserie is make sure you load it right so it doesn't tip.
So I guess my other question is, would you invest in some dots, some of the temperature dots that are wireless, so that you can monitor temperature without having to open the doors?
So absolutely, yes.
Yeah.
I've been thinking about
Those are called dots, right? Isn't it? Are they dot? Like, is it Thermapen that makes them?
I don't think they make wireless ones.
I've seen them somewhere. I thought that
The meter
Yeah.
probes are.
Yeah, I thought there was. Yeah, I thought there was a different one too, but
There's also one called it's called the Therma Pro, the
Okay.
temp spike. Therma Pro
I-
temp spike.
I think maybe Fireboard has some now. Anyways, Justin also says in quotes down here where we did pit barbecue, putting hickory coals under the pork would raise the temp, and what would happen is it would give the pork a very crispy crust. So yeah.
For sure.
True,
Oh, yeah.
true, real deal barbecue, cooking over hot coals, directly over hot coals. Yeah, I'm down for it. I'm indifferent with a good crunchy bark on anything.
I can tell you that the brisket actually had a more of a crunchy bark than the. So I cooked the brisket fat side up, and it actually the part that was on the meat side on the grate was a little bit more of a crunchy bark, especially when cutting it through it. Otherwise, I mean, relatively everything was okay.
Welcome, Casey Carson. Oh, never mind. He left before I got it out. Damn it.
Boo.
Boo. I didn't want to interrupt you. Yeah, I'm indifferent. Bark has to be perfect for me. I don't like it super crunchy. I don't like digging shit out of my teeth.
I can tell you that wrapping the pork in saran wrap still was. I mean, if you get a good food service wrap,
Yep.
even though a lot of it did leak, like it still leaked out.
Oh, yeah, it's not going to be so what I've also seen is saran wrap and then foil or butcher paper.
Yeah, but it was really good. Like it was some of the best pork I think I've ever cooked. It was that good. I was happy with it.
Oh, TC on our YouTube.
What's up, TC?
I want you to think about this for a second, and then I'm gonna touch back on the thing that I was giggling about.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is going to be a longer conversation from TC, I think. And those that are in the chat, feel free to chime in too. TC says, "Good morning. My wife previously got a portable grill from Walmart, and I've never done charcoal or wood cooking. I got Meathead's grilling book. Any tips on starting out and learning?" So you think about that for a second. So when I was previously looking at replacing my smoker, I had stumbled across M Grills. Have you heard of M Grills?
Yeah.
And I was looking through their capacity on their 15-foot 4-door 16 rack smoker.
Oh,
the big one, the $29,000. So when you're looking at the capacity, a lot of people will do, it holds this many butts, it holds this many shoulders, it holds this many. So you can tell they're from Texas.
Oh, yeah.
Because it says 64 18 to 20 pound turkeys, 48 15 to 18 pound briskets. Those are the only two meats they list. You don't put no pigs in this damn thing. Yeah.
I mean, it sounds right.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, those are pretty fucking awesome. But
that's not M Grills. What's the name of them?
It is M Grills. mgrills.com.
I'm on mgrills.com, and they only have the small ones.
Hold on. If you go to products and then Big M commercial smokers.
Oh, there it is. Sorry, I didn't see commercial smoker. Oh, yeah. What's his name has one?
Who does?
Big Mo Cason. He put one on a big ass trailer. Yeah, he put one on a big ass trailer.
So they got a 6-foot unit, but it only has one door. And I don't know that I would like having only a single door. Because in my mind, that's a pretty big freaking door. The 6-foot model is 16, yeah. So the 15-foot at 29 is a bargain.
I mean, is it? I mean, so yeah.
Once you figure out a place to put it.
So these type of cookers are very similar to what I used at the restaurant.
Yep. And that's what they're designed. I mean, they're commercial cookers.
Yeah. So what it has is, I mean, you can use gas with it, but it's wood fired. But it has an automatic. You set the dial at what you want, and it's got an automatic damper system.
Mm-hmm.
So it shuts the damper, shuts the intake automatically, and then opens it.
It's a more sophisticated way of doing things than what I'm doing them right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But Big Mo has one on a trailer. So.
Oh, TC. Okay. TC has a follow-up comment. He said, sorry for the noob question, LOL. No problem. All questions are welcome. He says, also, I just had Skippy's for the first time yesterday.
Oh.
The brisket sandwich and mac and cheese were delicious.
Awesome. Thanks, TC. And
now you can't even see him in his little screen because his head grew 10 times.
Oh. Hold on. Nope. Head's got to grow. Hold on.
You look like Kevin James there for a second.
I've been told that. So it looks like the 2-door model does not have the auto damper system.
And it's 9 feet long. So there's no way it's going on the trailer at 9 foot.
No.
So yeah, 6 foot would be the only option for a trailer mount.
Oh, keep in mind a 3% processing fee is applicable on all credit card orders.
I'll drop off cash.
Exactly. Anyway, so the one that I got retails for $3,000 or 23,000.
Yeah.
And I got it for $7,000. And it's paid for itself over and over.
Yeah.
It won't be, and honestly, it probably won't be something that I'll use every day or all week, or I may not even fire it up. It may just be so I don't have to worry about. I don't mind cooking at night, but if I get home at maybe a later event, I'll have it going already. But right now, it's in my garage. So,
where did you see the single door didn't have the automatic damper?
Double door. Sorry. The second picture. Second picture looks like it's a 2-door model because he's got 2 doors open, but it has like a pinwheel damper on it.
Oh. I wonder if that's a secondary, like maybe there's I don't know.
There's got to be something because there's still a.
Because all of them say precision smoking with temperature control damper. I mean, it's one of their. Maybe that picture is not meant to be in that spot. Maybe it's one of their non-commercial units.
The insulated Big M smoker can run up to 12 plus hours with a hot bed of coals and 16-inch wood splits.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely, I'd buy
it. And if we can get some things that we want to get done this year, I think it's definitely a way that we would highly consider. Doing even like the 12-foot, the 3-door 12-foot is enough for us to be able to run that trailer, maybe and a second trailer, and maybe even a walk-up type service. Like we can cook enough for a day's service that way.
Oh yeah, for sure.
For two trailers and a walk-up type of deal. So,
yeah, I see what you're talking about. Turkeys and briskets.
Bernie says, Josh, I'll give you a great deal on a Mixon RFG 60. I'll deliver it to you for nominal fee. I'm looking for a Big Humphreys cabinet smoker out of Maine. Traditional cabinet, but super efficient. Bernie is having the same problem with that Mixon smoker that I am having with mine. And he burned all the way through the outside wall too.
Yeah, it's yeah, but hold on. Bernie, if you go to a Humphreys, I'm very familiar with the Humphreys. I don't know if you can hold on a second. Did I lose you? Oh no, you're there. Sorry.
You've looked perfect the whole time. I'm getting a spinning wheel every once in a while. I don't know if.
No, all right. You're going to have an issue. I'm going to tell you right now. So if I have a phone call coming in, it drops me off the app for a second. And now I just started recording again like 15 seconds ago.
All right. But okay,
anyway.
I think you'll be fine.
All right. Anyway, so a Humphreys is just like a backwoods. So you're going to have to figure out how to not burn through that too, because it's very thin metal on interior and exterior. So FYI there, Bernie.
But if does that have any, is that more of a convection though, that it's set up for that kind of heat movement?
It's a reverse flow, and it's reverse flow insulated. So the heat comes up the walls and then comes out through the top and then goes down and then goes out through.
I think our problem with, at least for me, what I'm suspecting the problem is that it's the transfer of the heat, that it's not efficient enough. So that fire in that firebox is get so damn hot in order for enough heat to get through, that it just burns out. And doing that for extended periods of time is what burns it out so fast. So I think that's the problem. If there was some sort of electric draft to pull through, I think it would be less of an issue.
FYI, ThermoWorks does not have a remote or wireless temp probe. It's ThermaPro has the temp spike.
Okay. So I get back to TC and his starting out. Yeah. So you said portable grill. Are we talking just like a Weber charcoal grill? I'm assuming, since you said charcoal. So I'm assuming it's that kind of, it's the semi-circular or circular kettle with charcoal underneath and a big dome top. You've never done charcoal or wood cooking. Boy, welcome, man. It's going to be fun. So the first thing you need to do is get yourself a good chimney, because that's the biggest part of people's complaints with charcoal over propane, is that it takes too long to get ready. So before you start seasoning meat or prepping any meat or anything like that, fill that chimney up, put a wad of paper towel underneath it, and light it. So yeah, we're on the right path. Okay. So yeah, get that chimney rolling. And then go and, let's say, prep your burgers. That'll be the quickest way. Those coals will be ready when you get back out. Just dump them in and you're ready to go. So if you're doing small cuts like that, there's really not a huge learning curve between that and propane. Outside, the flavor's going to be way better. You're probably going to end up with more hot spots than you do on a propane grill. It's harder to control the temperature. You're going to get flare-ups. So you're going to get that Burger King flame broiled kind of thing. So best case is you have all your hot coals off to one side. And I know even some of those grills have a divider in them now where you can do offset cooking. That way you can have a hot zone and then a cool zone, so you can kind of rotate your burgers around or steaks around or whatever around. That with the top on, even if you're not above the coals, that grill's still going to act as a convection type oven to be able to hook. And I would start with small stuff. Master a hamburger before you move on to a rack of ribs. The other thing you're going to want, if you're going to try to do ribs, is a rib rack. So you can cook those ribs upright. It'll be a much better experience for you, probably. And then, once you get to a pork butt, you're really going to want to try to utilize that offset, have all that charcoal off to one side. I haven't done, bless you. I haven't tried to do anything like a pork butt on a Weber kettle in a long time. It's not fun. It's not my favorite thing to do. I think a portable grill is much better set up for small cuts, steaks and that kind of thing. But Skippy?
YouTube. So
there's your expert advice. Go somewhere else for it.
No, I say YouTube because YouTube helped me out a lot when I first started. I don't know how many times this year that I've said that I have. I apologize to so many people for back in the day, all the nasty food that I made people try, and because I thought it was good. Whatever type of grill, smoker, whatever it is, whatever you want to use, master that run a fire in it first. See if you can keep everything good. Don't do what I did and just fire it up and hope for the best. I mean, you absolutely can. If you're using that type of cooker, like a little Weber grill or something like that, maybe use don't use matchlight charcoal. Use real charcoal or lump charcoal. Sorry, I just came across a video with a guy making like handmade peanut brittle. Think that all you want, it's fine. That's probably where I would go with it first. And honestly, just drink a beer and have fun. If you don't like beer, drink something else. But have fun with it. If you've never done it before, just don't. You're probably gonna burn shit, and it's okay to burn shit. Try it again. Don't give up. Just enjoy it. That's all you gotta do. If it's just for you and the family, just enjoy it. But YouTube, just so you know, YouTube's great. Great resource. Because you can find us on YouTube, and you can subscribe, and then you can click that little dinger bell so you know when we drop a new episode. Sorry, go ahead.
I was looking at Fireboard's site because I know they have been releasing a whole lot of new products. They do not have one for that purpose. They do have what they call beacons, which are remote temperature and humidity sensors for like refrigerators and stuff.
Yeah.
And their instant read thermometer, which I have just ordered because I ordered a new Fireboard and thought I'd try one of these instant read thermometers. So not only does it have the regular instant read needle, it also comes included with a remote, not a remote, but a wired in leave-in temperature probe input that you can set on a grill or whatever and run it in, kind of like the Fireboard display, but not. And it will also connect to wireless, so I can set it up on my desk right here and have the read in here on my desk as well as out on the smoker. So that's pretty cool. I didn't know it had all those features, but I'll have a further review once I get it.
The new ThermaPen also has something like that too.
Yeah.
You can set it. So I know my health inspector has one because he put it inside my fridge and looked at his phone to see what the temperature was without having to like open it or
That's
whatever.
why I usually pull up my phone to see it. But I wouldn't mind having that sitting in the trailer and just being able to glance up to make sure everything's going well.
So the one that they have that I've seen is called the ThermaPro Temp Spike, and they also now they have one called the Twin Temp Spike. So it's got a black and a white wireless thermometer. It goes right to your phone. But now they're offering a buy one get one free deal for Father's Day. So it's $150 for two of them. So that was kind of neat. But it's got can't share my screen, so. But yeah, I would take a look at that. Buythermapro.com.
Okay. Bernie says they have a few restaurants up here that have been using the Humphreys that he's been chatting with. They seem to have luck so far. He loves his backwoods competitor. He would put that build quality above Mixon. So here's what as far as quality goes.
Mixon got commercial. I mean, their water cookers are great.
And this is where I'm going to go with this whole conversation. So I've heard a lot of people complain about Traeger's and their quality. And I said, where did you get it? And they said, Home Depot. I said, there's your problem. So the ones you buy retail are not the same ones. So if you go to Traeger's website and you buy a smoker, it is not the same smoker that you're getting from Home Depot, which is why the price is higher.
Correct. They also have great customer service too.
Yeah. So I think that's the same thing with Myron stuff, that to start, everything was top-notch quality built. But then you get to a certain size and you have to start outsourcing a lot of your engineering and manufacturing to keep up with demand. And I think it's so hard to do that scale efficiently. And that's why you see some cheaper materials being used potentially to help offset the cost of the additional manufacturing needed. So it sucks. And I'm not sure where you got your Mixon from. Maybe you got it directly from him, and all his smokers are kind of that way now. But I know Traeger's been the biggest one, and I've heard a lot of people bashing Traeger's over the last 4 or 5 years. When Skippy and I both know people that have competed and won using Traeger's in the past. And at least those competition models are top notch, and I wouldn't be ashamed to use one at all. So
I know he moved his manufacturing from Georgia all the way up to Connecticut because it was they got into the whole using CNC parts and stuff like that. I can tell you that RecTech, the only problem I've never had a problem with cooking. It's just always been the frames. The frame is thin metal. But you're also
abusing it more than it was designed to be.
Correct. Yeah, it's also look at whatever you buy. Look at whatever warranty they're willing to give you. So I think Traeger gives you like a 2 or 3 year warranty on it. RecTech gives you a 6-year bumper to bumper warranty. So anything goes wrong with this cooker, you call and they'll send you a replacement part. So I had 2 frames go bad. They sent me 2 new frames. They ask you to take a picture and that's it. I had it comes with round bar grates, and one of the bars actually snapped off, and they sent me a brand new, like a whole new grate. So like they're gonna spend money on shipping and stuff like that.
Right. TC says, much appreciated, guys. Looking forward to the journey. Just subscribe. So many more questions and comments will be coming. Excellent. We love questions and comments. The more specific, the better, because we can be better help that way. So,
Yes.
Wow. I can't believe we've wasted an hour and 17 minutes already. I mean, gone through an hour and 17 minutes. Not wasted. Nothing is wasted. This has been remarkable.
So you ready? Let's talk about my Saturday, this coming Saturday.
Okay.
So, I thought last Saturday was bad.
That's not happening, TC. I am not moving closer to the Jackson area. West side's best side. Good thing about cars is they go both directions. Come on over, TC. Lunch is on me. Oh, I want to give a shout out to Jesus too. He stopped by the trailer. He's a newer listener. I think we've mentioned him before on the show. Maybe I saw him pop through a comment section, but yeah, he stopped by the trailer on Saturday and talked to me for a bit. He's on episode like 20. So he is still in the very rough section. If those of you that have been listening for 2 years, the quality is much better now than it was then, both in content and production. So anyways, wanted to get those out of the way. Sorry, go ahead, Skippy. What's going on Saturday?
I also have lost 18 pounds. Working on it. Just shits and giggles. Anyway, I was pretty proud
like this year.
Anyway,
good job, buddy.
Since April.
Nice job.
Trying.
Proud of you. I have not.
My wife thinks I'm going to die every day because of all the pills I have to take. But
I'm like, you know what? That's not true. I am down like 10 pounds this season. Most of that was in the first month and a half.
Yeah, stress. I just tell people that my summer body's on back order with Amazon. Supply chain crisis and all.
Stuck in the canal.
But yeah. Anyway, so this coming Saturday, of course, I signed myself up for some things. I have a food truck rally from 11 to 3. I have a catering at 3 o'clock, picking up somewhere, somehow. And then a wedding, not off the truck. So a buffet set up like an hour away from where my food truck is at like 5:30. So I'm trying to figure out, like, I really want to do the food truck rally, but I wouldn't be sad if I didn't do it. But then again, I don't want to back out because she did a really good job at getting trucks with no similar items or no similar main items. Let's put it that way.
Right.
I mean, there's other people that have fries, but I'm the only barbecue guy. And it is 10% back to the school because it's for school. Well, shit, I paid 10% yesterday.
Oh, you paid $4,800 or $480 to go to an event.
Well, plus payroll.
Yeah, I'm just saying, straight cost. Yeah. I mean, I paid 200. I was close to 2 or 10% on Saturday. Anyway, sorry.
So yeah. So I have time frame issues. Is like just to make sure, like, and the wedding's a big wedding. It's like 180 people. It's a buffet with the nice chafing dishes that are in storage that I have to still go get to make sure they're still all nice and neat. Got to stay there for 2 hours to make sure that it's all good. I'm just worried about time. Should I be worried about time, or should I just cancel the rally and just worry about the pickups or worry about the catering?
I mean, in my opinion, catering is always number one priority. You want those to go as well as you possibly can.
Oh, and by the way, she pays in cash.
Yeah, and that doesn't matter to me, but
I'm just saying
it's another 3%. So yeah,
at the last event, at the last event I was at, she brought like $2,000 in cash and just said, "Here's our first payment." I'm like, okay. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, for me, it's. I mean, we have a day that we have 2 weddings at the same time. One's a drop off, one's off the truck. But neither of them are huge. So,
well, here's my thought. So I already talked to
your timing issue is not a timing issue; it's a staff issue.
No, I've got staff is good. Staff is fine.
So you have one person you can run. One person can run with Cambros and all your catering stuff and drop off that wedding then for the 180 people.
But here's the thing.
Okay.
So Friday I have a catering drop off too,
mm-hmm.
but they have access to the venue on Friday. So I was going to go out there and set up all the buffet dishes and everything, and then just roll in hot with the trailer, and just not serve off the trailer, but use the trailer as my mobile command center.
That's what we do typically for those, unless we have multiple things going on.
So here's my thought: is the lady from the food truck rally said she would park me right at the exit. I'd be the basically first in line to go, and I wouldn't have to disconnect, nothing like that. So I totally could make it in time.
But what if?
I know that's my problem. Is like, what if something happens?
Do you want to be late to a wedding?
Well, no. So the other thing I was thinking is, okay, do I bring enough? Do I bring like 4 butts and 2 briskets, make $2,000, and then sell out in 2 hours and leave? You know,
that's an option. I mean, yeah.
Because a wedding is brisket and chicken quarters.
So for me, what we would do is I would just send somebody with all the necessary stuff. And if you're going to go set up chafing dishes a day early, then it's even easier. Then you're just showing up with Cambros. And can you fit all the food that you have in the Cambros that you have?
Yes.
Then there's no problem. Send the person with Cambros. It's a little bit harder. It's a little bit more tedious without the trailer. But it's definitely doable. We got a 150 person Etna event on Thursday, and more than likely we're not taking the trailer for it. Just because it's in Detroit. It's a very small lot to begin with. So we can fit everything we need into 4 Cambros, and we can just take the pickup truck and go, you know, and it's a little bit harder to do. Like, so we do bun we have bun baskets that we put our buns in, you know. So doing that kind of stuff is a little bit more tricky because we're doing it out of the side of the truck. It's a little wonky, but definitely doable. And that's what I would do. I would maximize your ability to make money that day and send somebody to go do the catering without you, and you stay and do whatever you need to do. And then when you're thinking about your schedule next year, you'll remember this day, and like you either said, you know what, we did it okay, we can do it again. That's not a big deal. Or you'll scale back and figure out what you want to accept and what you don't want to accept. So my list of festivals that we're willing to do is very small right now. So once I have those on my calendar, right now, that's all we're doing on those days. Because for me, it's too much. It's too much to run to run the festival stuff and then peel away and go do the catering at the same time. So we don't do that often.
So it's an hour and 10 minutes away, the festival to the catering.
What happens if there's an accident along the way and you're stuck in traffic for half an hour? It's great that you left the festival early. I mean, yeah, you just got to plan. I mean, the one thing I'm not willing to screw up is a wedding.
No, definitely.
A wedding definitely a wedding, and an open house is a close second. But I tell you what, man, you show up an hour late with food to a wedding, and good luck booking other weddings. Because that word's going to get out in a big fucking hurry. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I'm going to bring the trailer anyway, because I think it'll be easier working off the trailer than it would be. Especially if you're not used to. I mean, you haven't done a lot of those setups yet. No, so it's nice having the kitchen. Yeah, and you can clean stuff after you're done, and you don't have to take it home and clean it. Correct. Which I still have to do dishes from yesterday. Oh, by the way, we have just booked weddings number 3 and 4 for next year already. I've got 2. Yeah. I can't believe we have 4. We've never had this many, especially weddings. This early. Let's speak about weddings. I did make a boo. We have 3 minutes. Yesterday. Okay, I made a boo-boo yesterday. Somebody had come to the trailer, said they were looking to book me for the wedding. I always give, for a tasting, I always give somebody 25% off, so they get a good idea of what we can do. Mm-hmm. I got last night. Now, granted, we were busy as busy can be, and no excuses, but we were pretty busy. I got one of those Square feedback emails. Mm-hmm. Everything was amazing. Thank you so much. But then I looked at it before I read the rest of it. It was negative feedback. I'm like, she said everything was great, thank you, but we didn't get our brisket sandwiches. So she said everything was like super tasty. Everything we got was wonderful. Yes, but it's what they didn't get. Yeah. So I messaged them back. I said I'll refund you the cost of the sandwiches, and then next time you find me on the truck, I will. Those 2 sandwiches are on me. Yeah. But it's a good response. But yeah, I mean, we have done that before. We've forgotten a sandwich or 2, but sucks that it's on someone that's doing a tasting. Yeah. So for tastings, I will generally let people know if they ask about tastings. I said, yep, just come to the truck, let us know who you are, and we'll give you a sampling of items. And that we'll generally just do like a little meat sampling, and we'll give them sides, all the sides that we still have or whatever. And we won't charge them for it typically. We have had people that will order food and then don't introduce themselves until after they pay. I'm like, what are you doing? Right. So yeah, we it's case by case, but typically if someone's looking to book us for that kind of thing and they come out to the truck, then yeah, we'll take care of them to an extent. Before we go, because we have 1 minute, how is June looking compared to last year? Oh my God, I'm not ready for that. Hold on. Oh, okay. I don't have it up. Hold on. We're up. That I know. Unfortunately, with the way the year falls, June 9th and 10th of 2023 were a combined sales of $9,000. Oh, because we had a really good food truck Friday and then a really good Kentwood Food Truck Festival those 2 days. Clearly, yesterday and today we're not hitting $9,000 in sales. So we'll see where we're at here real quick. So it'll still be a little inflated because the food truck festival on the 10th will have just started. So we'll slowly see my percentage go down throughout the day because those are live. I found out. So far this month, I'm up 50%. Nice. Sunday helped, probably. Sunday definitely helped. Yes, very much so. I'm getting there. My reports are loading. I have a spinning circle, loading dashboard. Loading dashboard. All right, reports and sales trends. And for the year, we are sitting at 6.77% up. For why do I have the year twice? That's stupid. I have the year twice and don't have the month. Hold on a second. This month.
Oh, yeah.
Prior year.
I did book a private, while you're looking at that, I booked a private event for Coca-Cola.
Nice. For the month, we are up 26.49%. So 26.5% up this month over last June. So not bad. Not too shabby. We're up $4,300.
Cool beans.
Which I mean, probably most of that will go away today. So we'll probably be close to even by the end of the day today, I think, if that's how I'm reading this. But we'll see. Yeah, not bad. Not a bad day. I mean, yeah, we're still, let's see, this is the 10th day, so we're 20 there. Let's see here. Let's do the quick projected out. We're a third of the way through the month. So 2563 times 3. So right now I'm on pace for a 61.6 this month. So I'll be happy. Yeah, if we get close to that. We'll see. We'll see how the month goes. We have some days off. So we're off next Sunday for Father's Day.
Yeah.
Really Saturday and Sunday both this weekend we're not making money. So Saturday we're doing my dad's we have the trailer set up for my dad's retirement party.
Yeah, congratulations to Bert.
Yeah, and then Sunday we're off for Father's Day. So
we're
losing a couple days there. So we'll see. I don't know. We do have some good events. We have a handful of very busy days coming up. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it goes, and it will be what it'll be.
Good.
Why are you shaking your head at me?
Because I had another phone call come through.
Oh, okay. Excellent. Well, everybody, thanks for listening and watching. What was that?
I have another phone call coming through.
Oh. God.
So it stopped recording.
You stopped recording? Oh,
Yeah,
you did stop
I have
recording.
to take it.
Okay. See you later, bud.
Love you guys.
Love you. Bye. All right, everybody else, thanks for sticking and watching. We appreciate it. Keep the comments and likes coming. Make sure that you follow us on all the places, Facebook and the TikTok and all the other things. We appreciate it. We appreciate all the love. Peace out, everybody. Make sure you share us with all your friends. And we will see you next week. I think it'll probably be back to 9 o'clock next week. We'll keep you posted, and hopefully Skippy will actually have his guest ready to go. You guys have a good week.